Today I'm sharing a breakfast of 3 types of rice balls and a sandwich bento with delicious meat. First, I'm going to make 3 types of onigiri for breakfast. I hope you come up with some onigiri that you'll want to try. First onigiri is made with maitake mushroom. This time I want to add green onion and carrot. Vegetables should be cut into small pieces because they are made into rice balls. Fried tofu is an indispensable ingredient because it absorbs flavor and becomes juicy. Stir-fry carrot with a little sesame oil. Fry for about 1 minute. Then add fried tofu and maitake mushrooms. Maitake mushrooms are more flavorful than shiitake and enoki mushrooms, so you can add a lot of them. If you substitute shiitake or enoki mushrooms, use a smaller amount and add more vegetables. Season them with sake, mirin, soy sauce, sugar, and dashi powder. Fry until the sauce is gone and it's ready to make rice ball. Actually, you can add the ingredients and seasonings together when you cook the rice with your rice cooker. But this is recommended because it's easier to adjust the moisture content. Rice can be cooked with the normal amount of water when made this way. Turn off the heat and let cool until the rice is cooked. Next, let's make miso soup. Today I will use the vegetables I had left over in the fridge, Chinese cabbage and green onion. My husband is happy when there is Chinese cabbage in the soup because it contains glutamic acid, which is a flavor enhancer and makes the soup very tasty. I also had sausage in the fridge, so I will fry it later. If you make such a cut with a knife, the sausage will look lovely. Add vegetables and water to a pot and bring to a simmer. While waiting for the water to boil, make the main dish. Today I will use these Brussels sprouts to make something incredibly tasty. This is the only time of year you can find it in the grocery store in Japan, so I thought I would definitely try it today. Wash them thoroughly and cut the bottom of them. The clean leaves that were removed were put into a pot of miso soup. Prepare pork. Sprinkle both sides with salt and pepper. Any meat can be used as long as it's thinly sliced. Pork is recommended. Lightly flour one side. This will make it easier for the pork to stick to the Brussels sprouts. I think it will wrap well when cut. Roll the meat so that the Brussels sprouts are not seen like this. As it came to a boil, add dried wakame seaweed. Simmer until vegetables are soft. Next, let's make batter. As usual, it's made with flour, beaten eggs, and water. Mix well. Prepare panko. Dip in butter and coat with panko. By the way, do you often use Brussels sprouts in your cooking? If you have any cooking recommendations, please let me know in the comments. All that remains is to fry them. Before that, let's make 2 quick dishes. Fry sausage in the pan. Gradually, the octopus is taking shape. This used to be in the bento box my mom used to make for me. Next is the standard tamagoyaki rolled omelette. I thought about putting something in it, but I decided to go with the simplest plain one. I didn't make it very pretty today, pressing it against the side of the pan and somehow fixing the appearance nicely. Fry the pork roll you just made. You can use just small amount of oil because you can fry the whole surface while rolling it in the middle. You may want to use a slightly lower heat than usual for frying, since you will be rolling them several times and frying them for a longer period of time. When the color turns golden brown, it's ready to eat. Now that the rice is cooked, mix in the maitake mushrooms you just made. After mixing well and making rice balls, you can freeze them if you want. If made into rice balls, they can be quickly heated and eaten by a serving. I forgot to mix in the green onion. If the green onion has a strong pungent taste, it's better to add it when frying. Make rice balls of any size you like. This is seriously delicious even when made with glutinous rice. For the second onigiri, I use umeboshi pickled plum. Wet your hands and spread a little salt on them. After lightly grabbing the rice, put the pickled plum in the center of the rice. The last one is using mentaiko, spicy cold roll. I really love this these days. Spread a little salt on wet hands as before. Place rice on top and make a hollow in the middle. Top with cold roll and more rice. My favorite is to roll the nori seaweed like this. Add more toppings to the cold roll onigiri later. Let's see what the Brussels sprouts look like. Looks good. Here's a cute cabbage leaf. It had been a little while since the heat was turned off, so I reheated it. Dissolve miso paste. Miso paste with dashi, Japanese soup stock, is used. If you are using regular miso, please add the dashi powder when you cook the vegetables, or at this time. Cut a rolled egg and put 3 onigiri. Put extra mentaiko here. Isn't it nice to enjoy a variety of rice balls? And please try the fried Brussels sprouts. Next recipe is Japanese Sandwich Bento. Enjoy a sandwich with a Hamburger steak that is transformed into an amazingly delicious dish with a secret sauce. First, cut the ingredients. Shredded cabbage is a wonderful addition to a sandwich. Since onions are used in both hamburger steak and spaghetti, they are to be cut in 2 different ways. Cut half into slices and the other half into mince. This time, it's best to chop them as finely as possible. You'll see why later. You can do without the green bell peppers, but if you have them, cut them into stripes. This is fish sausage. It's familiar in Japan, but do you have it in your country? You can substitute regular sausage. Look forward to seeing what this one turns into. We also use the usual sausage. Next, coat the onions with a little oil. Then cook it in microwave. Adding this extra step will bring out the sweetness of the onions in a short time.
お疲れ様です。
お疲れ様です。
何作ってんの？ピラフ？
ピラフじゃないよ。
何？
ハンバーグ作るんだよ。
なんかこれウインナーとこれ魚肉ソーセージでしょ？
魚肉ソーセージね。そう。
これはね生で食べれるんですよ。こっちはヒートされてる。
食べれるんですよじゃないよ。ちょっと。
ごちそうさまでした。
Now that the onions are nice and soft, let this cool. Let this cool completely as you mix it with the meat later. In the meantime, I'm gonna make boiled egg.
いや本当にそのさ、普通のウインナーって生で食えないのかな？
食べてみればいいじゃん。
食べてみていい？いいよ。死にはしないんでしょ？でもチンしてくださいって書いてあるけど、そのままでも召し上がれますだって。食ったやついんの？食べてみる？くっそうめえ！血じゃないよ。1個食ってみる？
いらない。
いや、一回食ってみて、マジでうまい。本当に。でさ、人生に一回はチャレンジしてみなよ。うまい、うまい。ここ書いてあったもん、そのまま。そのまま食べる人もいるんだよ、多分、つまみとかで。醤油つけて食べたら絶対うまいの、これ。
私は油が溶けてないでやだ。
カレーもあって僕さ、冷蔵庫で冷やしてると好きなの。
燻製の匂いが強いね、生の方がね。
美味しいよね。
Place eggs from the fridge into boiling water using a ladle. This makes it harder to crack. Boil for 9 minutes as I want the eggs to be just a little soft boiled.
これ、おつまみとして茹でてない方が好きかも。
マジ？
なんかほら、中華料理でもこれあるの？
え、あんの？
あるある。
中華料理って？
中華料理屋さんでこういうソーセージみたいな形した冷えてる前菜、前菜、うまい。なんかラー油とかさかけて食べてほしいわけ。お醤油とラー油少しかけて、そのままもうなんか薄切りでさらに並べてさ、ちょっとしたビールのおつまみみたいな。多分このままにラー油と醤油つけたら美味しいんじゃない？
やべえ、かけすぎた。
いいね、いいね。持ってない。あ、いいね、いいね、いいね。
ちょっとラー油かけすぎちゃった。
いいよ、ピリ辛。
え、それ辛いよ多分。
いや、いいでしょ。
多分ラー油の味しかしない。
いや、なんか中国のやつこんな感じだったよね。
そうなの？
うまい。食べる？
だってなくなっちゃうもん。
でも
ダメダメダメダメダメダメ。
一個いってみ。
だってどうする？スパゲッティに入れるのに。
美味しいよ、はい。ね
意外にうまい。
うまいですよ。でもなんかね、中国のやつこれ八角と甘みみたいになってる気するけど。
As soon as 9 minutes have passed, transfer them to the ice water and shell the eggs. I also boil spaghetti. Here we make the spaghetti sauce. Fry onions in olive oil. When softened, add sausage. Season it with ketchup, consomme, sugar, soy sauce, and sake. Mix well. Add more ketchup. After frying a little, add green bell pepper. I add the bell pepper here because my husband likes them not too soft. Ketchup sauce should be simmered down to about this level. Finally, add butter. This is definitely tastier with it. Mix with boiled spaghetti. This is the perfect spaghetti for a lunchbox. Very tasty even when cold. He said it's best to eat this spaghetti cold after it has absorbed some of the flavors. The onions should have cooled down by now, so you can start making Hamburger Steak. This is the mixture of ground pork and beef. In Japan, this combination is commonly used to make this dish. Add beaten egg, panko, milk, Worcestershire sauce, salt, and cooked onions. Mix thoroughly. Stir until the mixture becomes sticky. It's a bit of work, but if you work hard at this task, you will get a juicy Hamburger steak. Make a slightly thicker patty. I was taught as a small child to knock it into the palm of my hand to release the air inside. If you cut the onion into fairly small pieces, the surface will easily flatten out when formed. A smooth surface makes it difficult for the steak to crack when it's cooked and prevent juices from leaking out. Sear slightly on one side over medium heat. Fry for a few minutes, then turn over. Reduce heat to low and steam. Since this pan does not have a lid, I use aluminum foil instead. Fry for 3 minutes. we make the most delicious sauce here. Put ketchup, sake, tonkatsu sauce, soy sauce, and sugar. Mix well. I will add butter later. This sauce is then added to the pan and simmered. Make sure the sauce gets to the bottom as well. Melt the butter. Cover and simmer over low heat for 3 minutes. Then turn off the heat and let it sit. Finally, I would like to make a little snack. In the bowl, mix pancake mix with beaten egg, milk, and mayonnaise. Mix it up once. The dough is a little stiff, so add a little more milk and egg. This level of firmness is fine. Insert a toothpick into the fish sausage that has just been cut and dip it in the dough. Fry in oil until golden brown. As you have probably already noticed, this is almost a corn dog. In Japan, they are called American dogs and are sold in very large sizes at convenience stores. The American dogs sold at the store are not fish meat, but I made them with this because I had some at home today. I don't know why I never had a chance to eat corn dogs when I lived in the US. Do you guys like them? Now that the Hamburger steak is ready to go, it's time to make the sandwich. Cut the boiled egg. Today I would like to make a grilled sandwich. I like this pan very much because it makes it easy to make grilled sandwiches on a gas stove. I'm deciding which direction to cut. Spread mayonnaise. Put shredded cabbage. Hamburger steak. And egg. It's too thick and a little difficult to keep down. Do you have such a diverse in your country? Sandwich toasters are very popular in Japan, and some can be plugged in. I would love to take it camping and cook a variety of dishes, but I've not yet been able to do so. Turn it over while checking for browning. Now that it's nice and browned, let's cut it. Looks good. I made it in this paper lunchbox and my husband said it's fun. It's like a food truck lunchbox. He was so happy. These super tiny strawberries are so cute. Sprinkle the spaghetti with Parmesan cheese to complete the dish.